Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha, and today I'm going to be testing out 10 different mixing mediums for eyeshadows or pigments, and I'm going to share which one I think is best when using multi-chrome pigments, when using loose eyeshadow, which may be duochrome or regular, or when using loose matte eyeshadows. So let's get started. First, let's discuss why I prefer using mixing mediums for certain eyeshadows. The first reason is that I get maximum intensity with the eyeshadow, especially when I'm using some of the special shades from the Pat McGrath palette, which apply best either with just fingertips because there is sweat on your skin, or with a mixing medium. And here I'm just showing you a little demo of how I use the mixing medium with my Pat McGrath palettes. So again, as I mentioned, the mixing mediums are beneficial for the last 4 special shades in these mothership palettes. The one I'm using here is the Mehron mixing medium. This is the mini size, but they do sell larger sizes, and I just depot it as I need some. So the shade I'm going to be doing the demo here is with Astral Pink Moon. So I'm just going to take a drop or two of the mixing medium on a palette and using a flat brush for the demo. So first I'm just showing you a dry application. As you can see, it looks like it's barely there on my skin. Then dampening the brush with the mixing medium and then taking some of the product on my brush. Just keep in mind that I use the same corner every time I'm using the shade damp. That way the whole pan does not develop hard pan, and I'm using just one corner for the wet application. So I get a good amount on my brush, it becomes a paste, and this is the vibrancy. You can see here how much of a big difference it makes. And this is how it translates on the eyelids. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That's 2 layers of the powder eyeshadow on its own. Again, you can see how much more intense the eyeshadow is. I forgot to mention that it just gives you that versatility. With the same eyeshadow, you can get a soft sheer look, maybe for day look. And you can also get this intense shimmery look, maybe for nighttime or day look for some people like me. This is the eyelid with the eyeshadow dry. And this is the eyelid with the eyeshadow used wet. Secondly, this also helps in reducing the fallout that you have with the eyeshadow, especially with those special shades from Pat McGrath palettes. Another reason is that it can be a good binding agent for certain loose eyeshadows, such as matte eyeshadows, and you can convert them into liquid liners. And also you can make eyeshadows more long-lasting on the eyelids. Depending on the mixing medium, some of them can even make them waterproof and completely budge-proof from the eye, so you can definitely go for a swim with these. And lastly, some of these eye primers are also great to use on hooded eyes. And depending on the mixing medium, you can just apply a layer of the mixing medium and it prevents the transfer onto the top portion of the eyelid. So these are some of my top reasons why I prefer using mixing mediums. So here's showing you all the 10 mixing mediums that I'm going to be testing. The first 4 are more gel-based. So this first one is by Karla Cosmetics, and it is their Fix Potion. It's a silky glitter and pigment adhesive for the skin. Additionally, you can also use it for setting and grooming eyebrows. Next, we have the MAC mixing medium, and this is the one meant for eyeliner. Again, gel-based. The third one is a glitter base from Peaches and Cream, and I also believe you can use this with pigments. Next is a multi-gel from Kryolan. Next, moving on to the liquid mixing mediums. The first one is by Mehron. This is a very popular mixing medium. Then we have the ESUM Pro mixing medium. Next is the Inglot Duraline, which is again a very popular eyeliner mixer. Next is the MAC mixing medium. This is the water-based version. And then lastly, we have 2 that are waterproof. The first one is the Colorfix Magic Set and Seal by Danessa Myricks. And the last one is the MACosmetics water-resistant glitter base. Now let's get on to the demo with the eyeshadows. The multi-chrome pigment that I'm using is from Karla Cosmetics, and the shade is Night Terror. The brush I'm going to be using for this is by MACosmetics and the number is 3.3. So first I'm swatching the eyeshadow on its own. There's nothing at all on my skin. And for the second swatch, I'm going to be using an eyeshadow base. This is by P. Louise and the shade is Room of 4. So applying a small amount of that, blending it out, and then patting on the eyeshadow. You can see that it's way more intense. Next, I'm using the Fix Potion that came with the Karla Cosmetics. So they recommend applying a thin layer, letting it dry, and then patting on the pigment on top. So that's exactly what we're doing here. And you can see that it's more intense than using just an eyeshadow primer. And then lastly, I'm testing if mixing the Fix Potion directly into the pigment is a better option or not. And I definitely prefer that. So that's the method I'll be using for testing the other products. And here I'm just showing you the beautiful shift in this particular shade. Absolutely stunning. Okay, now back to a clean hand. The first swatch here is using the Karla Cosmetics Fix Potion. Beautiful pigmentation. Next is with the MAC mixing medium, and this is the gel-based eyeliner one. Next is the Peaches and Cream Glitter Glue. And the fourth one is the Kryolan Multi Gel. Next we have the Mehron mixing medium. And next to it we have the ESUM Pro mixing medium. Then we have the Inglot Duraline, followed by the MAC mixing medium, which is water-based. And lastly, for the two waterproof versions, which is Colorfix Magic Set and Seal by Danessa Myricks, and the waterproof glitter base by MACosmetics. And this is what the eyeshadow looks like, these different mixing mediums. And this is with a tiny ring light on. Just looking for vibrancy of eyeshadow. So far, based on just vibrancy, the Inglot Duraline, MAC mixing medium, the water-based one, Karla Cosmetics Fix Potion, the Kryolan gel, and the Mehron mixing medium look the best. The most matte out of the lot is the Peaches and Cream Glitter Glue, so that's something I wouldn't recommend with these kind of eyeshadow pigments. And this is how the swatches look in daylight and indoor yellow lighting. So here I'll be running all these swatches underwater and looking for which one stays on the longest. And based on their claims, I'm hoping the waterproof ones will stay the longest. So the first one to disappear was also the most matte one, which was the Peaches and Cream Glitter Glue. So definitely wouldn't recommend that. In general, I feel like the top gel-based ones are the ones which are coming off sooner than the liquid-based ones. Here's what they look like in the two different lighting. And now for some swipe tests. So I'll just be running my fingers and you can see that for most of the swatches, the product does come off. More so for the gel-based mixing mediums compared to the liquid ones. And the best were the waterproof mixing mediums. And this is the end result. So based on these results, I would say the Inglot Duraline and the ESUM Pro mixing medium are the best for everyday use because they stayed put the most even after using water, but they're not completely waterproof. And if you want something completely waterproof and long-lasting and being budge-proof, I would highly recommend the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Set and Seal product. I have a similar video testing glitter glues as well, so if that's something of interest, it's one of my popular videos. I'm going to link it right here. Next, I'm doing the same test, but with a MAC pigment. This is the shade Old Gold. And then I'm going to be using the same mixing mediums in exactly the same order. So just running through that quickly here. So as far as vibrancy is concerned, I think all of them look beautiful except for the Peaches and Cream Glitter Glue again. And after the waterproof testing, the most long-lasting ones were definitely the Danessa Myricks and the MACosmetics ones. And following close would be the ESUM mixing medium and the Mehron mixing medium. And for this last test, I'm using a matte loose pigment. This is by the brand Sample Beauty and the shade is number 23. It's interesting to see how the matte pigment doesn't dissolve as well, especially in the gel-based ones, except for the Peaches and Cream glitter glue. Everything else started off granular and I really had to blend that in with the brush to get some opacity. And then with some of the liquid mixing mediums, the color turned quite light and strange. So I wouldn't recommend them, and this was true for Mehron mixing medium and also I believe the MAC water-based mixing medium. And just as a note, the matte eyeshadow pigment turned a little bit deeper, especially with the waterproof mixing mediums. And for the waterproof results, surprisingly the first ones that came off were the Kryolan Multi Gel and also the Karla Cosmetics Fix Potion. Those two came off first, followed by the other two gel-based mixing mediums. The first four liquid ones stayed on better, but the best were definitely again with the waterproof mixing mediums. Just to note that although the Danessa Myricks and the Glitt Cosmetics were the most long-lasting with the matte pigments, the Glitt Cosmetics one looked a little bit too glossy, so I would recommend the Danessa Myricks over the Glitt Cosmetics one in this setting. Overall, I think the best mixing mediums for everyday use would be the ESUM Pro mixing medium or the Mehron mixing medium or Inglot Duraline. And if you're looking for something waterproof, I would highly recommend the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Set and Seal product. That seems to work with all different pigments, but if you're not working with a matte pigment, then even the Glitt Cosmetics Glitter Glue, the waterproof version, will work for this. And that's it for this video. I really hope it was helpful to you guys, and if you enjoyed it, definitely give it a like and also consider subscribing to my channel. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!